Mike, what would you like to see more consistently out of this offense in terms of, I don't know, just the way you guys generate shots or repeatable actions, just like things you can find that you guys can lean on?
Yeah. One, I think our spacing needs to be at an elite level for anything to function well. But a lot more cutting, a lot more energy into that. Creating layups, creating 2-on-1 opportunities just by guys putting their bodies in the line and sacrificing that aspect of the game. Moving the ball, just trying to keep the ball moving and not sticking on one or two guys. And if we can do that, we have a group in there the last 4 or 5 minutes that did all the stuff we preach and practice. And it looked good. And we got to do that.
We've seen before that stuff gets put on tape and it's like, hey, do this. And these are like offensive basketball. What do you think it's going to take for that to finally set in? Because we are getting deeper into the season here without seeing it.
Yeah. Well, like I said, it's got to be like a habit for each individual guy. Like every guy coming in here has their own habits, their strengths and weaknesses, and some are more glaring than others. And for guys who need to work on it, we need to, double down and practice on what we have to do to make those individuals be better at cutting, spacing, pushing the ball, being more aggressive, making the right reads on time. And a lot of it has to do with us individually, like just being able to be real with ourselves and say, hey, I got to be better at this. I got to be better at on the defensive end. I got to be better on offensive end. I got to be better at making open shots, whatever it is. Like we just all have to do that individually, and not think the world is ending tonight. It is a bad game, but and we hadn't played this way in a long time. But we gotta, just take that pride and get back to doing that on a consistent basis for each individual person.
Like you talk about spacing, it seems like a lot of the teams around the league that have consistently good spacing, players go to the same spots consistently. Is that the type of structure you guys need, or what is it that will force that spacing?
Yeah, a lot of that is, kind of, you don't want to be robotic in nature, but it is kind of a lot of a structured kind of mindset where you run to a spot, like run to an X on the floor where regardless of what it looks like, you're just trying to get, somebody has to fill these 4 or 5 spots where the guy with the ball, and Julius, whoever has it, now has an open look at the floor where their decision making is a lot more clear. We have too many times we have 2 and 3 guys cluttered up in a corner, or at the top of the key on a fast break we've got 3 guys running on the right side and nobody on the left side. Like, we have to be able to space the floor correctly all the time to be a really good offensive team, because that'll lead to easy buckets. And we're not scoring well like tonight. We're not making shots in the second half or second quarter to going in the rest of the game. We need layups and dunks, free throws. Like, we need to be able to space the floor in order to create those easier opportunities.
What's the balance like for you guys if defense is the identity, that's the thing you want to maintain, like, playing well, but you only have so many practices and like the offense you've been playing just isn't good enough. Like, so what is the balance of trying to make sure that you're staying great defensively but also trying to improve what you're doing?
We're gonna have to work. We have to work on both. We can't take days where we, take practices off or have an easier day. Like, we might need to be in there a little bit longer to accomplish both of those things. We want our defense to still be good, but offensively we still got a lot of work to do, and we know it. And it's going to require us a lot of time and a lot of effort to be put into that side of the ball.
Like Finch has said that he's trying to be more deliberate about calling plays, about getting you guys in. Do you feel like he's doing that and it's just an execution issue, or like what's kind of the give and take between him really kind of trying to orchestrate and then you guys doing it yourselves?
Yeah. Well, it's kind of both. I think we all feel that we need a little bit of that structure at times, and I think he's trying to get us, when you're in a structured play, you have the ideal spacing. Guys know exactly where they're supposed to be. When it's more free-flowing, you can get guys cutting into different spots and getting kind of random in actions, and you might get an overloaded side or like something that pops up in there, and the spacing will get jumbled up. So calling more plays allows us to kind of get into a set where we know, whoever has the ball knows exactly what their next read is, and the guy cutting knows where they're supposed to be going. So everything is a little bit more crisp, and cuts are harder, and everything's a little bit more easier for the guys with the ball.
Why did the game turn the way it did in the second quarter?
It was like every single small letdown that we had, whether it was not closing out close enough to Cat or not getting back on defense 2 or 3 times in a row, they took advantage of it every single time. Like we were right there for the majority of the first quarter, second quarter, and it just started to slip. We started getting good looks, missed some shots, and we started giving up layups, backdoor cuts, like stuff that we talked about in film at length, and things we're not supposed to give up. And when they're getting those and easy, looks in the three-point line, they're a tough team to defend.
Julius, when he was on Cat and Rudy was kind of lurking off of Achua, that worked really well at the beginning of the first and third quarter. That's something you did with Carl a lot. Like, can that be part of something for this team to, propel you defensively and into offensively?
Yeah, I think so. I think that's a weapon we have to use. I know Julius is new to that for this unit, and something we're accustomed to with Cat. When you're playing shooting bigs and guys that we're planning on doubling, or Jokic or whoever it may be, you want to put somebody smaller to have Rudy roam around. We're gonna have to be able to execute that on the fly, or execute it on a night by night basis, and just get better at it. We have to work on it. I think it's the first time.
Hard?
It's not that difficult, I don't think.
Good.
Yeah, it's not that difficult at all. I think it's just something that we have to continue to scratch every now and then. To make sure you get back to going over that, because we're going to need it when we play against guys like Cat and Jokic, the guys that really stretch the floor or really dominate in the paint in post-up situations.
How often do you guys feel like you get into like second side actions offensively?
Not nearly enough as I think we should. I think we tend to. We go on one side, and then if Ant gives it up, we tend to give it right back, or instead of just looking the other side and just moving it to the right side of the floor and keeping the action flowing, and it's putting a lot of pressure on Ant or Drew or anybody like that to have to break it down and make a play. So the secondary playmakers got to do a better job of just getting off of it, going to the other side, and just continuing actions and involving everybody to keep a good flow and rhythm, for the rest of the guys that are out there who, aren't shooting all the balls, but you're at least getting, feel like you're engaged in the game.
You guys, people point at the lack of Cat for the offensive struggles, but when Cat was out in the second half of last year, you guys played some really good offense. So why is it taking so long to reestablish that and find something like that?
It's weird. It's still like continuity. I think we had Nas in at the time, whoever was playing before Kyle, like guys we've known for 2 years and have been a part of our offense and had to play those minutes, and now we're adjusting to Julius's game and guys being in different roles, and obviously Dante coming in. Like we're just trying to fill in those spots, and it's not easy to replace the gravity of what Cat brings, just being out there as a shooter. He didn't have to do anything but stand in a spot, and people aren't going to move, so to help. So it's just a different kind of look, and something that we're just going to have to continually work on as a team to help each other get through it.